Hey everyone, I just want to make a quick video on the autobiography assignment that's going to be due here pretty soon. So I'm just going to share my screen and go over a few of the rubric items as well as just kind of the description, kind of to give you an idea of what those requirements are stating from the syllabus. It should be pretty self-explanatory, but I know it kind of helps to get some narrative on it from the instructor too. So let me share my screen here. Okay. So here it is. This is just from your Blackboard course shell. So the autobiography rubric and assignment information is here. So you should all have your MBTI and strong interest inventory results to you. So those are going to be an important part of this assignment. Uh, and then you're going to be needing to think about two theories that might help you like self-describe. Describe your career journey, describe, your life career journey up to this point. As it states here, up to 6 pages in the syllabus. And another spot, it also says, 4 to 6 pages. So minimum of 4 is kind of probably what you need as a baseline in order to do the assignment well, but up to 6, not more than 6. And remember APA style, and the 6 pages doesn't include the title page and reference list. So that's just 6 pages of content. All right, so let's get into the key features here. So the background. So this is just a little bit about you. Family background, personal background, cultural background. You can include whatever those relevant, as it states here, other relevant cultural factors. So that's just meant to be about a half page. So it's kind of situating you in your life career story. So describing a bit of the background that is relevant to your career and life journey. And then a little bit more about educational training, work history, career goals. So that can be pretty basic, just kind of a little bit of a summary of your background. No need to go into extensive detail because, the suggested page length here is just about a half a page. So you can see here from the suggested page lengths that I most emphasize the theory section and the career assessment section. So let's go into those. So the assessment exploration. So you're going to go over your MBTI and strong interest inventory results in your paper, about 2 pages. As it says here, you can just kind of talk about the major takeaways. From previous times I've taught this course, though, I didn't get as specific. And sometimes it was just kind of like, there's a lot of information there. So it's kind of just like, well, I'll just throw out there whatever. But I do provide a little bit more clarity of some things that I want you all to share. You can talk about whatever general takeaways you have, but also make sure you address the following information. So make sure that you go over and you list what is your MBTI type? What's your strong interest inventory interest codes? So the MBTI type will be that 4-letter code. The strong interest inventory is usually a 3-letter code, sometimes two if there's not really high interest areas, sometimes even one, but usually it's three. So then you can talk about some of your reactions to those results. So to the type and your code information. So that 4-letter code or the 3-letter code, talk about what do those mean to you? How do those apply to you? Does it feel relevant? Does it feel, that it gives a helpful self-description of who you are? And then you can go into some of those other key reactions from the assessment report. So whatever that is to you, whatever other sections, whether it's just like how the assessments might apply for you, for the strongest inventory, it might be, like what were some of the careers from the top 10 career strong occupation list, what surfaced there. So I can give you some ideas, whatever you want at that point though, but make sure you cover the type and the interest codes. Then as we're going to theory, so you're going to need to choose two theories. I don't recommend choosing more, like just for time's sake, two will be sufficient. And remember that those are located in chapters 4 and 5 in the Tang text. But once again as well, like try to wrestle with the core elements of the theory. So not just saying, okay, like, so for example, career construction interview, you might just jump to the uh, career construction interview, for example. If you just jumped to the career construction interview and said, hey, like this question 4 from the career construction interview really resonated with me, and you just only talk about that, but then you're leaving out the entire framework of career construction, theory, the social constructivistic background of it, so to kind of wrestle with some of those core theory elements too. I'm not expecting perfection that you have to understand it in tons and tons of depth, but just at least wrestle with some of the core elements of the theory. So for example, with career construction theory, you might kind of wrestle with, okay, so Savickas talked about how we're the author, how that we're kind of moving towards authoring our life, but we've been an actor at one point, but then we're moving towards this self-authoring, so we're trying to construct a new story. So how does that apply to you? You've likely had these various stories throughout your life, and then you've outgrown them, or you've transformed into a new form of self-identity. And so that new story emerges through that transformation process, and then that impacts what do we choose with our careers. I imagine, just from some of the discussion boards, I know that's happened for some of you. You're making some pretty big shifts because you've kind of recognized that, like, my life and values and how I want to show up in my life has changed, or it's at least like become, you know, so important that I make some behavioral shifts on the surface of my life to more align with kind of the core essence of who I am. Uh, so anyways, like, that could be described from that social constructivistic background, that career construction process. So once again, that wouldn't be describing every single facet of Civiccus's approach, but at least try to wrestle with some of those core philosophical areas. And then you can also kind of get into some of the interventions and how they might apply to you if you want. But yeah, make sure you do that for at least two of the theories. Apply them to yourself, and as I state here, theory is meant to be like this conceptual map. It's supposed to kind of chart the course of, like, helping you understand, okay, where am I at, or where's the client at, and then where are we going? And then what's my role in helping them move forward? So theory, applying it to yourself would be like, okay, so where am I at, or where have I been in my career journey? Where do I need to go? And then how, according to this theory, might I go in that direction? So yeah, that's kind of the core gist of it. If you kind of stick to some of those principles, then you should be just fine in each of these sections. If you have questions though on the specifics, if there's anything left vague or unclear to you, reach out. Reach out. I'd be happy to talk about it with you, either via email or via Zoom in an office hour, whatever works. But yeah, hopefully this was a helpful description of some of the core elements of the rubric, and I'll wait to hear from you if you have any questions. But other than that, I'll leave you to it. I'm looking forward to reading them.